Okay, just to start with, a little bit about myself. My background is as an engineer, but someone who's interested in business engineering. I had a career at Rolls-Royce Aerospace, won a Young Engineers Award for implementing a project management system to reduce lead times on engine programs by 6 months. Worked at Ernst & Young, management consultant for nearly 10 years, doing a lot of kind of big change projects. And then I started my own business 15 years ago called Change Director, and that's been providing tools for global advisory firms and very large businesses to help them to deliver more value to their clients and for businesses to really drive value and performance improvement. About a year ago, I got onto the issue of productivity in the UK. In the UK, there is an opportunity for small businesses to be probably 5–10% more productive by just doing a few simple things. By doing that, it would add about 150 billion a year to the UK economy, which means more wages, more profits, and more tax. And that would significantly plug the gap that the UK economy has right now relative to other developed economies. About 6 months ago, we won a grant to do the design and feasibility study into a business productivity portal. And the project we proposed meant going around to lots of different small businesses, talking to stakeholders, so they have these growth hubs nationally. There's a Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. So we got to work with a lot of the stakeholders around the UK. And going through that, we realized actually a couple of things that businesses, small businesses, and that's staffed between 10 and 250 staff. And the common denominator was, if we just move on slide, we've got a slide thing here, right. So what we found was a lot of the SME business owners lack the skills, experience, and practices to actually manage the businesses effectively by doing simple things like performance measurement, and mostly using crude financial measures. Some barely look at the P&L. You know, most of us would think the P&L is something you'd really major on, but very few of them, most of them are actually focused on very much on the day-to-day job and really struggling to keep track of what's going on. Management also lack a lot of the kind of structured reporting that you'd see in larger businesses. I've spoken to quite a few larger businesses that have bought out smaller businesses, and the first thing they do is actually to sort out the management processes. So if we look at the SME market, where there are 250,000 SMEs in the UK with 10 to 250 staff, there's a massive opportunity to just do some simple things right and actually help to drive the productivity of the UK. So our solution, which we've been reviewing with a number of people, we're going to start the business in July, so we're just getting ready to launch. The first thing we do is offer a free 3-day improvement plan review. So that's, first of all, to understand the business, to baseline the current performance, look at the P&L, any measures that they're using. And from the businesses we've already spoken to, we've already come up with at least 10% of revenue growth. If we look at the overall improvement plan and the initiatives that could be done to just come out with a list of what things could we do to make the business better. And also looking at the kind of management reports that are used, they tend to be things like just action lists in an email. So the MD or owner would just write down, here are the things we're doing, send it off to the team, go back and review it, and that's about it. There is no concept really of a management report. Having done that, we've actually identified, so if you think of a business with, say, 2 million turnover, we could easily find £200,000 worth of savings and benefits, whether that's looking at revenue or looking at external spend, getting more value from your suppliers, or just looking at operational improvements. And because we can tie that back to the baselines that we've created, we've actually got a measure of improvement. So putting in very simple management disciplines, which are mainstay in larger businesses, we can then go in and offer a managed service which is bringing together management reporting, simple app that provides performance measurement, a list of the actions you're taking to improve performance, and a simple piece of collaboration so people can start to share and see where they are relative to each other. So as a managed service, we would typically charge around 2,500 per month per client and do about 4 days work per month helping out those clients to actually manage and improve their performance. And they can stop at any time. So our goal is to really get immersed with the management team, provide some tools, and just help them to then see the fact that their performance is improving. So we've got a performance improvement plan that goes with that. So having got the process working in a direct sense, we're then looking to scale up significantly. The hubs nationally, of which there are about 50, provide a lot of advice and support to SMEs, and this is done on a free basis with government funding. There's many hundreds of millions of pounds that's put into free advice, which, so this capability and this proposition is something that they could be helped with. So for each advisor, we're looking at a fee around about £20 per month. So something that's easily affordable from the smaller advice hubs, with maybe 5 advisors, up to the very large ones like in Manchester, which have over 150. So we can offer a sort of a pricing structure which is fairly straightforward to them and provide them these capabilities that they could use and leverage on. And we've already spoken to 3 of the hubs nationally, and they're all very keen on this proposition. So we've got a route through nationally to actually scale this proposition up. And then for the individual SMEs, we're looking at an average price of around £50 per month per SME, so something that's quite affordable, and in terms of number of SMEs, looking to get up to about 20,000 within the next 4 years. So in terms of the business model, we're looking at a break-even for the first year with about 200k revenue from the managed service, and then progressively growing up to, if we can hit the 20,000 SME size. A good comparison with this would be to think like a product like Xero, a management accounting software. So we would actually connect into the Xero app, and on a monthly fee basis, you'd have an add-on with the app. So we'd be looking to get up to circa 24 million turnover in 4 years and profits of about 11 million. So that's our goal and our plan. As a team, there's myself, John, who provides oversight on the whole business, the board, and we have a CTO, who also happens to be the England senior squash captain. So he's captain of the England team, but he's got an incredible team of software developers, which we have worked with over many years. So our investment requirement is we're looking for seed equity of about 150k on an SCIS basis by the end of this year. And that's to fund the initial sales, marketing, but particularly the software capabilities that we're going to build in parallel with this. We've been building a lot of stuff using sort of Microsoft stack technologies like Power BI and Excel and PowerPoint, but we want to actually create an app that's really suited to this marketplace and provide a lot more information around benchmarking. There's all sorts of data and measurement and things that we can add to that as we grow. And then by 2020, looking for a further round of investment on an EIS basis, getting to about 1.5 million as we continue to scale and grow the business.